All right, let's get right into it. We've all heard that saying, right? Fortune favors the brave. But what does that really mean in our day-to-day lives? Today, we are digging into one of the most powerful virtues a person can have, courage.
But first, I want you to really think about this for a second. Seriously, what is that one thing holding you back from living a bigger, bolder life? Is it fear of failing? Maybe it's what other people will think. Just get that answer in your head and keep it there as we go through this.
Now, all of these incredible ideas come from Ryan Holiday's book, Courage is Calling, and we're working from this amazing summary put together by Learner.org. They are just brilliant at taking these huge, life-changing books and distilling them down into powerful, actionable insights you can actually use. So if you want that bolder life, where do you even start? Well, you have to start at the beginning, and that is step one, conquering fear. Because before you can act bravely, you've got to face the thing that's standing right in your way. Okay, so here's an idea that might flip what you've always thought. We're told the opposite of courage is cowardice, right? But what if the real enemy, the true villain of the story, is something sneakier? The argument here is that it's actually apathy and cynicism. It's that little voice in your head that whispers, "Why bother? Nothing I do is going to matter anyway." That is the real dragon we have to slay. So how in the world do we fight back against that fear? We start by seeing it for what it is. And this acronym is just perfect. FEAR is simply false evidence appearing real. This little mind trick reframes fear. It's not some big, scary emotion you have to suffer through. It's just faulty data that you can analyze, pick apart, and, prove wrong. And there's a super powerful way to do this. It's a Stoic practice called fear setting. Instead of letting this vague fear just swirl around in your mind, you grab it and you drag it out into the light. You get super specific. 1. What is the absolute, hands-down worst thing that could possibly happen? 2. Okay, now what are the steps I could take to stop that from happening? And 3. If the worst-case scenario still happens, how would I fix it? It's amazing. The second you shine a bright light on the monster, you realize it's not nearly as big or scary as you thought. All right, so once you've started to get a handle on the internal battle with fear, what's next? Well, now it's time for step 2, the practice of courage. This is where we take the mindset and we put it into action in the real world. This is so important to get. You do not wait around to feel courageous before you do something brave. That's not how it works. Courage isn't a mood you fall into. No, it's a decision. It's a verb. It's something you do, especially when every part of you is screaming not to. So, what does that action actually look like? Well, Aristotle gave us the perfect framework for this, thousands of years ago. See, courage isn't about just running into danger without thinking. That's not courage, that's recklessness. And obviously, it's not about being frozen by fear. That's cowardice. Real, true courage is that sweet spot, that calculated, disciplined middle ground right between the two. But here's the secret, the thing that makes it all feel possible. You don't have to be some kind of superhero 24/7. Most of the time, the most pivotal, life-changing acts of courage, they don't last for hours. They happen in just a few intense, heart-pounding seconds. I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? 20 seconds. Just 20 seconds of insane courage, enough to hit send on that email, to make that phone call, to speak up in that meeting. That tiny little window of bravery can literally change the entire trajectory of your life. So, we have conquering fear, and we have practicing courage. But what takes that bravery and turns it into something truly special, something legendary? Well, that brings us to step 3, the heroic purpose. This is about aiming your courage at something bigger than yourself. So, what's really the difference between just being brave and being heroic? Think about it this way. You could be incredibly brave for a totally selfish reason, or even a bad one. Heroism, that's different. Heroism is courage that's tied to a noble cause. It's bravery for the good of other people. It's the why behind what you're doing that makes all the difference. And that idea leads us to this really profound conclusion from Holiday. If heroism is about acting for others, then what is the ultimate fuel for courage? What's the thing that truly pushes fear aside? It's not just logic or discipline, it's love. Love for your family, love for your comrades, love for a cause you truly believe in. Okay, so we've gone through the philosophy, the big ideas, but now it's time to bring it right back down to earth and make it real. It's your turn now. How do you actually make courage a habit in your life?
First things first, you have to understand that courage is courage, period. It doesn't matter if it's the physical courage of a soldier running into fire or the moral courage of an employee speaking up against something wrong. They are two sides of the exact same coin. At the end of the day, both are about being willing to put your ass on the line for what you know is right.
Think of courage like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So how do you work it out? You start small. Do one tiny thing every day that scares you. Speak up in a meeting when you'd normally stay quiet. Yeah, even something like taking a cold shower counts. Admit you don't know something instead of pretending. These small acts, these petite actions, they're like reps at the gym. They build you up so that when the big moment comes, you're ready.
And it all comes down to this, doesn't it? These are the questions that courage demands we answer. It's a call to action, a call to take ownership. So let's go back to that very first question I asked you. That one thing that's holding you back. If you don't face it, who will? And if you don't do it now, then when?